y'all, it's Gabby. Today we're going to take a look at some of the dining options on the Carnival Jubilee. There are a ton of places to eat at on the ship, so hopefully this video will help you start planning before your cruise. As we are going through the restaurants, I've included the menus on the video. Feel free to pause the video to take a closer look at the menus as you watch. Hope you enjoy the video. Happy cruising, everyone! ChiBang is located on Deck 8 forward. It is open for lunch on sea days and dinner. The food here is a fusion of Chinese and Mexican food, so the menu is quite large and definitely a reason to come back, I'd say. The lunch menu offers either noodle or burrito bowls, while the dinner menu has a more variety with appetizers, plated entrees, and desserts. This restaurant is complimentary, and you can reserve a table by using the Carnival Hub app. ChiBang was quite popular on the inaugural selling, so I would allow about 30 to 45 minutes before your desired eating time to book that reservation online in the Hub app. As we're scrolling through the menu, you can see the dishes are broken out between Chinese and Mexican for the appetizers and entrees. For the dinner appetizers, we wanted to try several items. We started with the slow braised pork belly. The pork belly was okay, but we wish it was a bit more caramelized. Next, we tried the sopa, which was more of a tomato soup than a tortilla soup in my opinion. The lettuce wraps were one of our favorites. It had great flavor, was fresh, and light. Our second favorite were the spring rolls. And then next up, we have the taco de asador. There were steak tacos with guac, sweet potato, and crema. Now on to the entrees. We ordered the beef and broccoli, which was my personal favorite. It was sweet and savory and delicious. And with that, we also ordered the Hakka noodles, which was similar to a chow mein. Our second entree is the sweet and sour shrimp. And last up, we had the Camarons Diablo. In our opinion, this dish wasn't spicy and it had a flavor profile more geared towards shrimp creole. Now on to desserts. We had the coconut tres leches, the crema catalana, which was similar to a creme brulee with a hint of citrus, and the chocolate ChiBang, which is reminiscent of the main dining room's famous melting chocolate cake. Let's move on to one of our personal favorites, Bonsai Sushi, which is located on Deck 8 midship near the jewelry shops. This restaurant is open for lunch on sea days and dinner, and it stays open late for those midnight snacks. This restaurant is an additional charge, and the dishes are a la carte. Bonsai Sushi is a full-service restaurant that offers other non-sushi Asian-inspired dishes as well. If you are not a big raw sushi eater, don't let that steer you away from this restaurant, because we aren't either, and it's actually one of our favorite restaurants in the Carnival fleet. You can sit at the sushi bar and watch your expert sushi chef create a masterpiece. And when you're seated at your table, you'll notice a menu and a pencil. You'll mark what you want and your waiter will stop by and go over your selections with you. We really do love everything here, but our top favorite dishes have to be the shrimp tempura, noodle bowl, and chicken katsu. The other dishes are right there with our favorites. It's really hard to choose. And for those sushi lovers out there, you'll find a good selection of sashimi, rolls, and poke bowls. Here you'll see that the restaurant is right in front of the Grand Central. This is where they often have shows and music. Alright, let's move on to the food and drinks. Here you'll see the sake sangria. It was bright and refreshing and heavily leans on the pineapple flavor. Next up, we'll look at the green salad. The highlight of the salad is the carrot and fresh ginger dressing. It's sweet and tangy. Shrimp tempura are perfectly fried and not greasy. The tempura batter is super crunchy, and they give you several shrimp. Here you'll see the noodle bowl. This is their version of ramen. It's my personal favorite. It's warm, comforting, and breaks up the heavy food on the cruise ship. Here you'll see the chicken katsu. This is a large serving, so there's plenty to share. The chicken was moist, and the panko crust is delicious. The katsu dipping sauce is great too. It's tangy, sweet, and rich in soy flavor. Next, we'll see the tempura vegetables. They are a selection of onions, squash, and sweet potatoes in a tempura batter. And next to that is the beef yakitori, which is a grilled beef skewer with sweet teriyaki glaze. Bonsai Teppanyaki is located on Deck 8 midship next to Bonsai Sushi. Reservations are recommended prior to your cruise. It is open for lunch on sea days and dinner. This restaurant is an additional charge. At this restaurant, a chef will cook your dinner teppanyaki style in front of you. Let's take a look at Cucina del Capitano, located on Deck 8 midship. This restaurant is open for lunch on sea days, and lunch is complimentary. Dinner at Cucina is an additional charge, but during Jubilee's inaugural season, it was complimentary. Here you'll see that Cucina is designated to your time dining guests for dinner, and guests with assigned seating can dine at Cucina after 7:45. At Cucina, you'll find Italian-inspired dishes, and the atmosphere is casual. The lunch and dinner menu are different. On the menu on the right side of the screen, you'll see that for lunch, they offer a selection of appetizers, soups, pizzas, and custom made-to-order pasta bowls. There is a wide selection of pastas, sauces, and toppings for the custom pasta bowls. Cucina does have a large dining area and has an open kitchen environment, so you're able to see inside. The dinner menu at Cucina has a larger selection of Italian dishes, ranging from meatballs, arancini, minestrone soup, short ribs, chicken parmesan, and desserts. At Cucina, there is outdoor seating available. When we were dining at Cucina on the Jubilee, we didn't see anyone eating outside, but in my opinion, it would be a great place to eat lunch or dinner on a beautiful day at sea. While on the Jubilee, we ate dinner at Cucina del Capitano, and for our appetizers we started with known as meatballs. Next you'll see the arancini, which is a fried rice ball filled with creamy mozzarella. This next dish is the fritto misto, which was fried veggies, calamari, and fish, and the last appetizer we got was the caprese. The first dinner entree here is the veal marsala. The marsala dish was very rich, but good. The table wanted to share a spaghetti carbonara. This dish was good, but also very rich. We could only eat 1 or 2 bites. Another personal favorite at the table was the pork chop. And the last entree here is the chicken parmesan, which was everyone's favorite. For desserts, we got the tiramisu. I'm not typically a tiramisu person, but the cream and slight coffee flavor was good. Lastly, you'll see the lemon frozen torte. Be warned, this dessert will make your mouth pucker. It is a great palate cleanser and the lemon is very refreshing. Emeril Bistro 71. They have breakfast and dinner options. This dining is an additional charge. Here you'll find fresh seafood that is geared towards the Cajun culture of Louisiana. The LED screens seen around the restaurant change throughout the cruise depending on the theme for the day. Here you can see it was themed after Dr. Seuss. There is an activity for kids where you can create a custom fish and they can watch their fish swim across the screen. Let's take a look at the menu. For breakfast, they have options such as a breakfast po' boy, shrimp and grits, and beignets, to name a few. For dinner, they have fresh boiled shrimp, muffulettas, jambalaya, and several other entrees. Another specialty dining restaurant is Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse on Deck 7 aft. Reservations are recommended prior to your cruise as they do book up, and dinner is an additional charge. Looking at the menu, you'll have the option of choosing an appetizer, soup or salad, entree, and dessert. You will start off your dinner with a bread surface accompanied by house-made butters. Next, you will get a dish compliment from the chef. We received a mini burger and a fried cheese puff pastry. Both were amazing. For the appetizers, we had the shrimp cocktail, mushroom risotto. It has great mushroom creamy umami flavor. And the pork belly. The shrimp cocktail and mushroom risotto were our favorite appetizers. We also tried the lobster bisque, which is poured tableside. Moving on to the entrees, our table ordered the colossal shrimp, which you can see here being plated beautifully. This is the New York strip loin steak. And for the last steak, we got the filet mignon. All the steaks were perfectly cooked. Ending off on a sweet note for desserts, we ordered the cheesecake and the apple tart. Overall, the steaks and main entrees were our favorite. This is the BlueIguana Cantina, located on deck 16 midship near the main pool. This is open for breakfast and lunch and is complimentary. If you're craving a taco or burrito, this is the place to go to create your own personal taco or burrito. They also have a salsa and toppings bar. The Seafood Shack is on the other side of the BlueIguana Cantina on deck 16. They open for lunch and dinner, and the food is an additional charge. Here you'll find a variety of fresh fried, steamed, or boiled seafood. Next to the Seafood Shack is Street Eat. They designed this area to look like food trucks. They have 3 separate stations. Time Fries, where you can find loaded fries. At Time Fries, you can also purchase wings for an additional charge. The next station is Steam Dream. They specialize in steamed buns like bell buns and pot stickers. The last station in Street Eats is Mad Sizzle. They offer skillet dishes like kebabs and satay. Big Chicken on deck 16 aft. They have breakfast, lunch, early dinner, and it is complimentary. Big Chicken was a big hit with everyone on the Jubilee, and I have to agree. This was some of the best fried chicken I've had. The breading has great flavor that packs a punch. Let's take a look at the Lido Marketplace on deck 16, which is the main buffet. They have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I missed getting footage of the Lido buffet, so I'll include some B-roll footage here. The Lido is a great option to grab breakfast. We found that the Lido was often quicker and the food was hotter in comparison to the main dining room. When the time is close to closing the buffet, they do close one of the 2 sides, so be sure to check out both stations to see if they are open. Coastal Slice is on deck 8 aft. You can grab pizza for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a late night snack. This is complimentary. They did add a Texas themed pizza since the Jubilee's main port is in Galveston. All the pizzas here are handmade, and the ones we tried were really tasty. Next to Coastal Slice, you'll find Beach Buns on deck 8. Here they have lunch, dinner, and it's complimentary. You'll find delicious sandwiches, hot dogs, brat, soups, and amazing brownies. Every time we walked by Beach Buns, it was always busy, and it's a favorite of ours as well. Rudi's Seagull is a specialty dining restaurant located on deck 8 aft. It's open for dinner and is an additional charge. I highly recommend making dinner reservations prior to your cruise for Rudi's. We wanted to eat at Rudi's, but they were fully booked on our trip. Rudi's offers elevated seafood dishes. The dining area is beautifully designed, as you can see. They also have outdoor seating as well. We have dined at Rudi's on the Celebration, and we enjoyed it. Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse on deck 8 aft. Here they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This restaurant is complimentary and they have a great bar, microbrewery, and barbecue dishes. You can also take a tour of the microbrewery on sea days. Lunch is only offered on sea days at Guy's Pig and Anchor. Outside on the deck you'll find a barbecue buffet. Dinner is available every night. If you're looking for a late night snack, Guy's Pig and Anchor has a late night snack buffet. Next is the Pacific Restaurant on deck 6 and 7 aft. They have breakfast here, and for dinner it is designated specifically for your time dining. In the Carnival Hub app, you'll go in and request a table under the Pacific Restaurant. When your table's ready, you'll get an alert and say, "I'm on my way." You'll go down to the front entrance of the restaurant and you'll have a table number in your app, and a server will bring you to the table. Both lunch and breakfast is complimentary. We ate in the dining room a few times on our cruise, and honestly, it was a bit underwhelming. However, the staff is wonderful and always very accommodating. The Atlantic Restaurant on deck 6 midship. This is assigned to preset dining times, which is booked before your cruise. They have an early and late dinner option. In this restaurant, you'll be seated at the same table each night with your assigned waitstaff. It is nice to have the same waitstaff every night since you get to know them. Guy's Burger Joint on deck 17 midship. They offer lunch and an early dinner up to around 5 p.m. This dining location is complimentary. It can be a bit tricky to get to since you have to use the midship elevators to get to deck 17. There may be another way to get to deck 17, but we weren't able to find it. At the Burger Joint, they have specialty burgers and a great toppings bar. JavaBlue Cafe on deck 6 midship. They have breakfast, which is complimentary, and they also offer small bites, snacks, desserts, and specialty coffees, which is an additional fee. JavaBlue is located on the main floor of Grand Central. Honestly, it's a great spot to sit, relax, and people watch. Fresh Creations on deck 18 forward on the Serenity deck. Fresh Creations is open for lunch on sea days, and you can create custom made-to-order salads here. Fresh Creations is complimentary. Unfortunately, I missed getting footage of Fresh Creations while on the Jubilee, so I'll show you a little bit of footage of the Serenity deck. Fresh Creations is a great spot to get something light and refreshing and break up the heaviness of a cruise food. They offer a large selection of salad toppings such as cucumbers, tomatoes, broccoli, peas, mushrooms, hams, beans, olives, variety of cheeses, and salad dressings. The chef's table on deck 5 aft ship. Reservations are highly recommended prior to your cruise since it is a small area for dining where only 12 to 16 guests can fit at the chef's table in the galley. This unique dining experience is an additional charge. We haven't tried the chef's table on a Carnival ship yet, so I can't give you too many details, but this is a one-of-a-kind experience where you have a multi-course dinner with one of the top tier chefs on the cruise. You can see there are a ton of dining options on the Carnival Jubilee. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.